All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Pilates. My name is Katie. I'll be leading us through our flow today. We're going to begin at the back of our mats. Our feet are going to be about hip distance apart. We're going to build that alignment up our body, grounding ourselves into this room, setting the next 45 minutes aside for ourselves. Let's press each of the corners of our foot into the mat, starting with our big toe to that little toe, to each of the sides of our heel. Let's take a slight bend in the knee. We're going to squeeze those glutes and pull our belly buttons back towards our spine, setting those shoulders down and away from our ears. When we're ready, we're going to hinge at the hips, send those glutes back. Hands are coming down our shins, working out away from our center, stretching those fingertips away from us. Pausing at the bottom. When we're ready, we're inhaling, bringing those hands up. And at our top point, our shoulders are still back away from our ears. Our back is nice and flat. Exhale, we can come back down. Inhale, we're coming up. Pausing at that top point. Exhaling, belly button comes back down to thighs. Stretching our fingertips away even further this time if we can. Inhaling, we're coming right back up. Exhaling, taking that movement all the way down. Let's get two more, going to the pace of your breath. I'm going to turn down our mic just a little bit. As we're doing that, think about inhaling as we're lifting up, exhaling as we're coming down. I'm going to tinker with the music. Sorry, folks. On that last one, we're going to inhale, find a big circle sweep, sending those fingertips up towards the sky. Pausing at that top point. Get a nice stretch in our backs. Okay, sorry about that. All right, when we're ready. Finding that big circle sweep up. Send those fingertips up towards the sky. Warming up our back here. When we're ready, we're exhaling, hinging at the hip. Hands come down to the mat. We're going to make a little tent with our fingers. Let's lift through that right heel, taking a big bend in that right knee. Lowering that heel back down to the mat. We're going to lift through that left heel. Just alternating here. Finding that stretch in our legs. Great work. If it's not feeling great to have those hands all the way down on the mat, we can work those hands on up to our thighs and continue to work through those heel lifts right here. We're here for two more breaths, inhaling through the nose Exhaling through the mouth. When we're ready, we're going to find a big circle sweep. Send those fingertips up towards the sky. And exhale, hinge at the hip. Hands come down to the mat. From here, let's walk those hands out away from our center a little bit, pausing for just a moment. And walking right back in towards our toes. Let's let our hands find our elbows. We're going to find our dead hang here. You can rest your chest down on your thighs, or you can continue just hanging our torso down towards the mat. We're going to let our lower body do all the work here. Our upper body's just listening to gravity. We're like a ripe fruit hanging in the wind. We can start a little swivel in our hips, moving side to side. And we're here for 2 more breaths. On our last inhale, we're going to find that circle sweep up to the sky, sending those fingertips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hinging at the hip, hands come down to the mat. This time, let's walk those hands out away from our toes. We're walking them out to the front of the mat. We're finding our plank position. We can take it either at the full plank or drop on down to our knees. From here, we're going to pull those elbows in towards our ribs. We're defying gravity, coming down to the mat. All the way down. From here, we're pressing up into our tabletop position. Hands stacked underneath shoulders. Knees stacked underneath hips. Tucking those toes, lifting through the knees, and sending those hips up into the air. From here, you can reset your feet. They want to be about hip distance apart. We'll take a second, walk out our downward dog here, just pedaling those knees in towards our chest. Great work. As we're doing this, making sure we're pressing our weight into our first knuckles, alleviating some of that strain in our wrists. Take 1 more breath and we're returning to stillness. We're going to lift through our right leg when we're ready, sending those toes up to the sky, opening up our hips towards the sky. Elongating for a full spine here. Feel our power extending from each quarter of the room. Next, exhale, draw that knee in towards the chest. Send that foot up to be framed by our hands. We can keep that back leg floating, or we can drop on down to our back knee. From here, we're going to inhale, open up same arm towards same inner thigh. Opening up our lungs here. We can exhale, lower those fingertips back down to the mat. Inhale, we're sending them right back up to the sky. And exhale, lowering back down. Let's plant those hands. We're going to use our back leg to help rock us back and forth in this stretch, shining our hips forward. Great work. We're going to take 1 more breath and return to stillness. When we're ready, we're going to return to stillness. We're hopper stepping that back leg forward to meet our front. We're going to inhale, find a halfway fold, sending that heart towards the sky. Exhale, hands come back down to the sides of the mat. Inhale, we're going to find a circle sweep, send those fingertips up towards the sky. And exhale, hinging at the hip, hands come down to the sides of our feet. We're stepping both legs back, finding that plank position. From here, we're once again going to pull those elbows in towards our ribs. We're defying gravity down. Pressing ourselves away from the mat. Pressing up into our tabletop position. Hands stacked underneath shoulders, knees stacked underneath hips. Tuck those toes. When we're ready, we're lifting through the knees and sending those hips up into the sky. We can reset those feet to be about hip distance apart. Then we're going to find our downward dog, just walking our downward dog out, pedaling those heels down towards the mat, pedaling our knees towards our chest. Great work. Let's take 1 more breath here and return to stillness. We're going to lift through our left heel when we're ready, sending those toes up to the sky, opening up our hips to the ceiling. Taking a second here, feeling that elongation through our full spine. Next, exhale, draw that knee in towards the chest and send that foot up to be framed by our hands. From here, we can inhale, same arm towards same inner thigh, sending those fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, lowering those fingertips down towards the mat. Inhale, we're sending them right back up to the sky. Exhale, send those hands down to be framed by our hand, or to frame the foot. We're gonna hop or step that back leg forward and meet our front foot. From here, we can inhale, find a half forward fold. Exhale, we're sending those hands down to the sides of the feet. And inhale, big circle sweep, send those fingertips up towards the sky. When we're ready, we can exhale, hinge at the hip, hands come down to the sides of our feet. We're stepping both legs back into that plank position. And we can drop on down to our knees. From here, we're gonna set up into our first sequence, so we can grab some water if we'd like while we're down here. We're gonna start in this tabletop position. So for this one, we're gonna set those hands up to be squared underneath our shoulders. We're pressing our weight into our first knuckles. We're gonna tuck our toes like we're getting ready to press up into that pike in our left foot, and we're going to extend our right foot, pointing those toes away from us. So tucking through those left toes, extending through our right foot. From here, we're just going to begin by lifting that leg up into the air, squeezing those glutes at the top, and lowering back down, sweeping that knee to meet our stabilizing leg. Great work. We're just starting here. You're doing amazing. As we're doing this, focus on keeping our torso nice and stable. We're here for 3 more just like this, then we're gonna add our next level. 2 more. Last one. Now we're gonna add in, we're reaching our nose to touch our knee and extending that leg back. Great work. As we're doing this, think about using our glutes to lift that leg. We've got 4 more just like this. Really slow it down. We're exhaling as our nose comes to meet our knee. Inhaling as we're sending that leg back behind us. Great work. We've got 2 more. And last one. We're going to add something in here. So from here, when we bring our nose in to touch our knee, from here, once we send that leg out, we're going to lift up onto that stabilizing leg, and then the knee comes back in to touch the nose. Great work. You're doing amazing. We've got 4 more just like this. Two more right here. You're doing amazing. And last one. Great work. Let's settle back down into that tabletop position. We're going to go right back into that leg lift, just sending those toes up to the sky and lowering right back down. You're doing amazing. We've got 3 more just like this. And last one. On that last one, lift that leg up into the air, We're dropping onto our stabilizing elbow and bending that knee in towards our straightened elbow. We're lifting up and lowering that leg back down. Great work. We can break this movement up, so just lifting that leg up, dropping onto our elbow, knee comes in towards our left side. Great work. You're doing amazing. Two more just like this. And last one. On that last one, we're lifting up, dropping onto that elbow. We're just staying right here, crunching that knee in towards our side. We're almost there. 3 more right here. And last one. Great work. We can lower that leg back down. We're coming back up into our tabletop. From here, we're going to come back to center before we hit our opposite side. So we're tucking those toes. We're going to engage our lower abdominal muscles here. We're just lifting through our lower core to send those knees up into the air. Pausing, lowering back down slowly. Inhaling, lift. Exhaling, lower those knees back down. Great work. Take this at the pace of your own breath. Inhaling to lift. Holding here, letting our lower core help us out. Exhaling to lower back down to the mat. You're doing amazing. We've got 3 more right here, then we're going to add on. Last 2. Great work. Last one. We're going to lift through those heels. We're going to alternate tapping our shoulders, keeping those knees floating, and lowering back down to touch. Lifting through the heels, alternating tapping our shoulders, and lowering back down through the knees. Great work. We're trying to stop there being too much swing in those knees. We're almost there. Last 2. And last one. Great work. All right, when we're ready, we can grab some water, and then we're headed into our other side. So when we're ready, we can come back down to that tabletop position. And we're going to just switch sides. So whichever leg you were just tucking, we're going to extend that leg, and we're going to tuck our opposite leg. So hands are stacked underneath shoulders, pressing into those first knuckles. We're just going to start out with lifting through that leg, squeezing those glutes to send the knee up. Great work. You're doing amazing. We're going to add on in 4. And last 2. Last one. Let's add that nose touch in on our next one. Sending those legs up. Really slow it down. You're doing amazing. Let's get 3 more just like that. Then we're adding those hip pikes in. And last one. From here, we're adding that pike lift in. So nose comes in toward the knees. We're pressing onto those toes, sending that leg up and lowering back down to knee touch. Great work. We've got 5 more just like this. Three more right here. Last 2. And last one. Great work. Settle back down onto that knee. From here, we're going back into that leg lift. Just sending those toes up to the sky. We're almost there. Slowing this movement down. Great work. We're so close. We've got 5 more right here. We've got 3 more that we're moving into those elbow moves. Last 2. When we're ready, we're lifting up through that leg, dropping onto the elbow. Knee comes into crunch and lowering back down. Great work. We're almost there. We've got 3 more right here. And last one, we're lifting up, dropping onto that elbow, and we're just crunching that knee in towards our elbow here. We're almost there. We're so close. Here for 10 more seconds. And 3, 2, and 1. Great work. All right, let's grab some water. Then we're gonna head into our arm movement and we'll be done for a little bit. All right, when we're ready, we can grab onto those weights. We're coming to our kneeling position. So when we're ready, we can lift those arms on up to our cactus position. Elbows come out to the side. We're just squeezing those elbows in together in front of the face and sending them back out to the sides. Great work. You're doing amazing. Let's get 3 more like just like this and we're gonna power up. 3 more. Think about squeezing a pencil between our shoulder blades, keeping those shoulders down and away from our ears. And last one, send those arms out to the sides. From here, we're lowering those weights to the sides of the room and sending them right back up to that 90-degree bend. Great work. You're doing amazing. We've got 3 more just like this. And we're gonna add on. Last 2. And last one, send those arms back up to the 90-degree bend. Elbows come in. We're sending them out to the sides and lowering down. 90-degree bend, elbows in. Just putting it all together. Great work. We've got 5 more just like this. And 3 more. And last 2. Last one, send those arms out. We're pausing right here. For 10 more seconds, we're so close. And 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Let's lower those arms down. Palms are facing in toward the thighs. From here, we're just lifting out straight in front of our bodies, lowering down. Great work. We've got 5 more just like this. And 3 more. We're adding on in 2. And last one. This time we're gonna add in those lateral raises. So opening up into that T position, lowering back down, and then out towards the front. Just alternating between these movements. Great work, we're almost there. We've got 5 more just like this. You're doing great. Last 3. And last one. Great work. From here, we're going to bring those hands out in front of us, palms facing up. We're going to serve the platter out to the front of the room, pull those elbows back into the sides. Great work. We've got 10 more just like this. You're doing amazing. You're doing great. We've got 4 more. Last 3. When we get to that last one, we're freezing out and pulsing right here. Just sending those platters out to the front of the room, finding that gentle squeeze in. We're so close. You're doing amazing. We're here for 10 more seconds. We can do it. And 3, 2, and 1. Pull those arms back in. Great work. All right, we're gonna finish out arms with some full circles, palms facing in. We're gonna find a big full circle around our body, palms facing out at the top position. Great work. We've got 6 just like this. Slow this movement down. We're fighting gravity on the way down. We're almost there. And 4 more. We're almost there. Great work. We've got 3 more. We're starting that last one, going real slow up and slow all the way down. Great work. All right, that's gonna wrap up arms for us. So when we're ready, we can move on down to the mat to finish out with some core before we head into our cool down. We can grab some water here, take a second. All right, we can lose those weights. From here, we're gonna press our lower back into the mat. We're gonna press our shoulders into the mat, pressing our head into the mat. From here, let's lift those legs up into a tabletop position. When we're ready, we can lift those toes up towards the sky. We're gonna reach our fingertips up towards those toes here. We can peel our head and shoulders up off the mat. And we're stretching like we're trying to reach our toes. Think about keeping our lower core tight down to the mat here. Great work. We're here for 10 more seconds. And 3, 2, and 1. Let's find our bicycle crunches here. Hands come light to the back of our head. We're alternating, sending opposite arm towards opposite leg, sending those legs away from us. Great work. You're doing amazing. Keep going here. We're here for 20 more seconds. We're so close. We're here for 5 more seconds. When we're ready, we can return back to that tabletop position. Shins parallel to the ceiling. We're going to send those hands to the sides of our body, palms facing down. We're going to finish out with some Pilates hundreds here. We're inhaling for 4, exhaling for 4. Adding down at the water, inhale, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale. Last ones. We're going to lift out that left foot, sending those toes away from us. Inhale, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, 3, 2, and 1. Switch legs. Inhale, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, 3, 2, and 1. Both legs out. Inhale, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, last set, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Great work. All right, let's head into that cool down. We're gonna let each of our limbs find a corner of the mat. Just taking a second here, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. When we're ready, let's draw that left knee in towards our chest, using our hands to pull that knee in towards our heart. Let's use those hands to guide our knee in a little itsy bitsy circle. Let those circles get gradually larger. We can exhale, send that leg away. We're going to inhale, pull our opposite knee in towards our chest. Give our other side some love. Start by guiding that knee in itsy bitsy circles. Let them get gradually larger as we go. We're gonna exhale, send that leg away. When we're ready, we can walk both feet in towards our booties. Our heels are gonna be about a hand's distance away from our booties. We're gonna lift up that left leg, setting our foot on our knee, finding a figure 4 position here. We're gonna lift our hands through the little keyhole of our legs and pull that knee in towards our chest very gently, finding a hamstring stretch here. Just pausing here for a second. We can exhale, lower that leg back down. We're gonna focus on our lifted heel here. We're gonna bring our hands to the arch of this foot, sending that heel up towards the sky, dropping the knee to the side of the chest. We wanna leave a footprint on the ceiling with this foot, kind of like a half happy baby here. Great work. Let's bring our hands to cushion behind the nook of our knee and straighten that leg out. Send those toes up to the sky. Stretching through our hamstring here. Maybe we want to find some ankle rolls. Let's exhale. We're going to switch sides. So starting back in that bridge position, we're going to lift our opposite foot, resting that heel on our knee, reaching our hands through the keyhole, pulling that knee in towards our chest very gently, resting here for just a couple of breaths, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Exhale, lowering that lifted leg down. We're going to bring our attention to this figure 4 foot. We're going to place our hand on the nook of that foot, lowering our heel to the side of our body, raising the bottom of our foot up towards the sky. Finding a half happy baby here. When we're ready, let's straighten out that leg, using our hands to cushion in the nook of the knee, sending those toes up to the sky. We can exhale, lower that leg back down. When we're ready, we can bring both knees in towards the chest. Taking a second here, we're going to just roll out that back on the mat, side to side, up and down. When we're ready, let's work those hands to the bases of our feet. We're going to find that full happy baby, dropping the knees to the side of the chest. Soles of the feet go to the sky. Just opening up our hips here. Taking a second, find some joy in movement. We can pedal out those legs, rock side to side. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Let's walk those hands to the bases of our knees, and we're going to rock and roll on up from here. Sending those legs to the side of us, we can turn over, find our tabletop position. Hands stacked underneath shoulders, knees stacked underneath hips. We're going to inhale, arch the back, find that cat position, taking a look at our knees. Exhaling, dropping the belly button down towards the mat. Shoulders back and away from our ears. Inhaling, arching the back, finding that cat position. Exhaling, dropping the belly button towards the mat, finding cow. Let's take one more at the pace of our own breath, inhaling to find cat. Exhaling to find cow. Returning to neutral spinal position right in the center when we're ready. From here, we're going to bring our heels together, widen the straddle of our knees. We're sitting back onto our heels, walking those hands out away from our center. Our chest and forehead comes down to rest on the mat. Let's walk those hands over to the left side of the mat, getting a stretch in our back here. Let's cross our right hand over our left, getting more of a stretch on the side. Resting here for just a second. Let's walk those hands back into center when we're ready. Pausing in center before walking over to the opposite side. This time we're crossing our left hand over our right. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. One more breath here. Let's walk back to center together. On our next exhale, let's walk those hands in towards the chest, coming up. When we're up in that seated position, we can take a second. We'll roll out our wrists. Bring those hands to rest on our shoulders. Let's start with itsy bitsy circles in those elbows to the front of the room. All right, fabulous. That's going to wrap up Pilates for today. Thank you all so much for joining me. I really hope you have a great Wednesday. And yeah, I will see you next Monday. Thank you, thank you.